what people don't realize, the fullback throughout the week, Wednesday, Thursday, which are the 2 hitting days, we have these 9-on-7 practice drills where it's like it's just run game, inside run game. And I remember watching this, and every freaking play, it's just Dante Hightower going full speed at James Devlin, head-to-head combat, every single play. Should we get into some dudes?
Yes, we shall.
All right, well, let's give us the AI summary.
All right, let's
of
go.
Our first dude.
Standing 6 foot 1 inch tall, weighing 248 pounds. This bruising fullback was selected 35th overall in the second round of the 1996 NFL draft. He grew up in Joliet, Illinois, and starred at Purdue University. In the NFL, he was known for his punishing running style and versatility. He earned 6 Pro Bowl selections, a Super Bowl ring, and remains the all-time touchdown leader in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history. Let's get on Mike Alstott.
Oh, my God.
And, Jules, what's the first thing that you think of when you hear the name Mike Alstott? For me, though, real quick before you, like, I believe that he was bigger than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. He was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization at that time, that era when I was growing up and watching him. And that's what, the first thing that comes to my memory is that he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First
How about
thing,
you?
For me, neck roll.
Mm-hmm.
First thing that comes to my mind.
I like that.
And then freaking Boomer just going. Remember on all his highlights, he'd go. Like this guy, I mean, just a bruiser. And I just remember, like, he started out as a fullback, and then he was getting tailback touches, and he was producing crazy amounts of yards. If you like the most north and south guy you could ever think of. And if you were a white guy that was a lineman, you know what I mean? White linemen that were like in high school, I just always remember that they loved Mike Alstott because he was like the epiphany that maybe this is what it would look like if I got the ball. And you know what I mean? He gave so much hope to every freaking little white lineman that was like 6 foot, 240 in high school that played fucking guard, center, or anything. Like, you know what? If I hit a growth spurt, I could potentially be Mike Alstott.
That's the truth. Was he like a superstar in college? I know only about him when he was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but did he actually like get handoffs in college or in as well, or did that start once he got into the NFL?
Round.
I know, because he was that beastly of a fullback. Like, what was his style in college as well? Like, what was his stats? All right, so he played 100. Nope, that's his NFL stats. What was his college stats that got him drafted in the second round? Because being that beastly at the fullback position, he at least had to show some skill set that he could still run the ball as well, at that fullback position.
I mean, he had 3 seasons over 1,200 yards.
Okay.
This guy's a fucking monster.
So that's why absolute savage in college as well. I never knew his college
14
stats.
touchdowns back-to-back
Over
years.
1,000 yards
3 years.
His junior year and senior year,
and
800 yards his sophomore year, and as a freshman, he had like 200 yards. So that's what got him drafted in the second round as well, because he was showing the ability that he could run the ball as well.
His rookie year, he had 65 catches. I mean, he was a great out of the backfield. He was a great out of the Tom Rathman-esque.
Just overall, just a great
Shout out Tom Rathman.
back, including being a full and a running back.
He's a back.
Yeah, he's just a back. He could play in any era. Era.
He could play in any era. He could play right now. He'd be great right now.
He would be. It would bring back that old school mentality. Imagine him on the Baltimore Ravens right now with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And then he's the fullback, and then he also has the option
have a good
to hand it off to him too. Yeah, they do.
What's his name? Fullback Ravens. Big boy. He's the old defensive lineman. He's like 290 pounds. Ricard.
Yeah.
Ricard's a fucking monster too.
He is.
But
he can't run like Alstott.
He gets a couple here and there, the little waggles.
Do you look at him? I'm going to get right into it. Do you look at him as the best fullback of all time?
I think he's probably the best hybrid fullback of all time, because you look at Neil, that guy, I mean, he was the fullback for like 4 rushing champs. You know what I mean?
So Mike Alstott's the best fullback of all time as the complete
best running
package,
fullback.
the complete package.
I think he's the best
fullback.
running fullback of all time.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to downplay his blocking because Warwick Dunn had some fucking yards with him as well. But I'm just saying, like, Riggins was insane. There was a bunch of guys that the fullback position, what he did is he revolutionized the fullback position. It used to be the fullback usually used to just get a concussion every day because he had to hit a linebacker 10 times in a row, full speed, or the D tackle on a wham, or a you know what I mean? He's just getting concussions. He, as in Mike Alstott, literally revolutionized it. We're like, hey, maybe we should give this big ass dude the ball on a short yardage play. Started doing that, and then all of a sudden he starts running for fucking 55 yards, jumping over dudes, blowing people up. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say he's the best of all time because the guys before, I don't think they got the opportunity like him, which he earned that opportunity because he showed it in practice. He showed that he had the speed and everything to be able to do it. But he's definitely up there. He's the best running fullback of all time, I believe.
What I love about Mike Alstott is that he just represents a football player as well.
Let me see.
This guy was a football player. Like, if you had to describe a football player, what a football player does, that's Mike Alstott. Just the way he had no fear. And I don't envy these fullbacks. I'm telling you that right now. I love blocking Jules, but I love blocking a guy that's, you know, his hands down right in front of me, right on the line of scrimmage. I'm talking, these guys are tapped, brother. I got two brothers that are fullbacks.
I know.
One played 3 years. The other one played about 2 years in the NFL. And the way that they just line up in the backfield, run 5 yards at a linebacker that has a full head of steam running 5 yards as well, and just has that big, huge collision. It's like a car crash on a daily basis. I don't envy that. They're tapped to another level. They're special. It's wild, that gene that they have, that they want to do that. Like James Devlin, absolute savage as well.
I just tried to call James. He's probably...
We need him. Pick up, James. We're trying to call you.
I was trying to call him because...
He's a neck roll guy, too.
Neck roll. That's what you think of when you think of fullback, neck roll. Daryl Johnson, don't forget him. So what people don't realize, the fullback throughout the week, Wednesday, Thursday, which are the 2 hitting days, we have these 9-on-7 practice drills where it's like it's just run game, inside run game. And I remember watching this, and every freaking play, it's just Dante Hightower going full speed at James Devlin, head-to-head combat, every single play. These dudes are fucking calcified. Their heads are that's what they do. They hit, they fucking...
They're bricks.
I wonder how he was in the weight room. Because I bet you he was just a fucking... Like, every fullback, they have dedicated weight room time. Well, you know, like, whenever the fullback is in the weight room, it's like his weight room. You know, there's like a box of smelling salts. His knees are wrapped. The elbows are wrapped. And I'm just talking off of like James Devlin and the guys that I play with, but I can only imagine it's the same way everywhere. There's usually like a bottle of NO Explode right before, like right next to them, so they could take a shot every time they're about to hit the squats. Like, that's what the fullback energy is.
I mean, the guy trained by pushing a car 100 yards. That's fullback energy as well, right there.
What kind of car, though?
A Jeep.
Oh, there he is. I remember that. I fucking remember that picture.
A Jeep ain't easy to push, man. A Jeep is an off-roading machine.
No.
Like, that thing, you know, is technically a decent-sized car. So that's kind of describes Mike Alstott as well. He's like the off-road Jeep, you know, that could also, you know, have some talent to maneuver on the highway and juke some dudes. And Alstott was the guy, like, had the neck roll. He's a guy that looked like he could never juke a defender ever. Like, he's just going to run over an opponent, which he did on a daily basis. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy had footwork that looked like a running back, and he would juke a safety, a defensive back, or a linebacker in the open field and go for an extra 15. It's like, oh, where did that footwork come from? Like, unbelievable that he had that in him. And that's what made him so great as a ball carrier as well. And then also what made him great too, I feel like, yeah, he had those jukes, but when he was running over guys and blocking guys, this guy kept his feet moving. And they always emphasize that. Great coaches, offensive line coaches, you know, tight end coaches, when you're in the blocking game or when you're running at someone or when someone's trying to tackle you, keep your feet moving, keep the high knees going. And Mike Alstott was the perfect example of that. If you watch his highlight film, boom, his feet were always rolling. He never stopped them. And that's what makes you great. That momentum never stops and you just keep trucking over mofos. And that's what he did.
You know what?
And hold on, let me finish on Mike Alstott real quick. The greatest thing about him, if you want to get the chills, if you want to see what a true football player is, you want to get amped up, you watch one of the greatest highlight films of all time, and that's Mike Alstott.
It is. It'll get the hair on the back. It'll get the hair on the back lifted. Now, I just had a thought in my head. If Mike Alstott was a car, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of the new Escalade with the Z06 engine in it. Where that thing, have you heard those fucking cars? It's the Corvette engine in the Escalade. So it's got giddy up, but it's a big fucking piece of mass. And that's what he was. He was the Escalade, the new Escalade with fucking.
It's a big piece of mass.
It's a big car, but look at the horses under it. Look at the engine. I think it's got a 6.3 supercharged Corvette engine. These things are fucking fast. My buddy got one. I don't even have a fucking Escalade or anything. This isn't an ad or anything. This is just literally what I thought. Supercharged fucking 6.3. That's Mike Alstott. Supercharged Escalade.
Maybe a little bit too fancy.
No,
like you got to switch it up. Maybe add some tires to it or something.
It's still American.
Yeah. How about put some like key the Escalade a little bit. Put some bruises on it, some scars.
Well, you just change the tires. You're not gonna have rims on it.
Well, once it gets dirty, never wash it either.
Yeah.
Then that would represent
I'm talking
a little bit
performance.
more to the exact T. But okay, performance wise, makes sense.
I remember that game. Go back. The 2 touchdowns in the divisional round versus the Niners in 2002. 17 carries, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bucks stomped the Niners 31-6 en route to the NFC Championship. Was that with Jeff Garcia? He'd have like only 87 yards, but you didn't see the 3rd and 4 or the 3rd and 2 where he like just blew up 4 dudes. And he'd have such great situational runs. Like he is the perfect 4-minute back. 4-minute being like the last 4 minutes. It's a situation that we all play out in our head when you play football. The last 4 minutes of the game, if you have a lead, how do you sustain the time and take the time off the clock? You have to have long sustaining drives, but you also have to keep the clock running. A guy like him would be a 4-minute fucking running back's wet dream.
And another trait that he had, which never's really been talked about, because as a fullback, you usually don't have patience. You're ready just to rip someone's head off, and you're just ready to run with a full head of steam and just go take somebody out. And there's no patience. This guy had patience. As a fullback, and that's rare because, like I just said, you're trying to run just full speed to just level someone. But with the ball in his hands, he let the play develop. He was patient, with the way that he ran.
North and south.
Patience.
Good jump cut.
Yes, great jump cut. He was more north and south, but he just had that feeling for the game of football at the fullback position as well.
You know what? And people don't realize that he was great out of the backfield catching the ball. I remember watching him catch the ball a bunch too on those little wide routes. Him and Warwick Dunn on those double wide routes. Him and Warwick Dunn together were a great little combo. Warwick Dunn was one of my favorite little running backs too. And they Rondé Barber on the other side, Derek Brooks. This was a fucking legendary team. John Lynch, shout out, fucking break your neck over the middle. Like these teams.
I'm glad Lynch didn't play when I was playing.
Dude.
Yeah.
So my rookie year.
I would have been knocked out like 4 more times up that seam. And Tom wouldn't have cared. He would have still thrown me the ball. Like, oh, that's John Lynch. I'll let Rob get, leveled.
John Lynch he used to murder people.
Murder.
I remember I did a thing with, what's the sporting goods store out here? Modell's. I did a thing with Modell's. And on the clearance rack, it was like my rookie year. There was a bunch of John Lynch Patriots jerseys because he was on the team for like a camp. And so they probably ordered a bunch of jerseys. I saw some come pick it up.
And another thing that Alstott, had in his tools is that, which is actually the most important thing, I feel like, is leverage. He knew that the game of football was dependent on leverage. He
Low
was
man
the
wins.
perfect size to get that leverage so he can blow up whatever defender he needed to or break a tackle. And like to get low like that and underneath someone else's pads, he was the master at it. And that's kind of what made him.
So like when you were in Tampa for that year, couple years, was there like a Alstott aura in there? Did you know he was part of the organization?
I mean, whenever he came around, you had that.
He came around a lot.
I'm not a lot, you know, Mike Alstott. I know he's big in the community.
Yeah.
But you know, he came around every once in a while. But whenever he came around and I got to meet him, I was kind of in awe because, like I said, Alstott, one of the baddest ass football players to ever live. You know, you got to show respect to the ones that were before you as well. And he kind of is similar with the style I play, but I would say that he's even a notch above me. And he did it at a higher level than me of that aggressiveness in playing the game of football, especially at the fullback position, which takes a lot more to do. But you feel that presence when he's around and you appreciate it and you respect it to the highest level.
Now, who's a Mount Rushmore of power runners? Let's give us let's see what the power runners are. Because I think he would be in there. Riggins would be in there. Who else? Kazanka?
Larry Zonka. Power runner. Oh, what about the guy in the Giants back in the day when we were kids? Oh, loved watching him.
Brandon Jacobs?
Yeah, Brandon Jacobs, man.
Or what about Peyton Hillis for that 1 year?
Oh, Peyton Hillis. Yeah, he's definitely up there. He was on the cover of Madden for a year.
I mean, Jim Brown was a fucking power runner. If you watch him, like he was the biggest, fastest man on the goddamn field. Like no one could. I remember him punishing people. Like Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, definitely. Steve Ridley had it in him too.
Rid.
I loved when Rid was at full strength. That's what was it, his second year. He went over 4,000 yards, but Rid ran over a couple fools as well. Remember the game in London?
Yeah.
Versus at the time, the St. Louis Rams just put his freaking shoulder down and just plastered the guy. Plastered him.
Earl Campbell. He was a physical runner. You remember those forearm shots he would give, guys trying to take him down? I would go Mount Rushmore of power runners. Ooh, this is gonna be going hot in the comment section probably.
But you're putting running backs in there as well. Mike Alstott was a fullback, but we're just gonna combine them all because
Riggins wasn't,
just such a powerhouse of a runner.
You got to go. All right, I'll start one. I'm gonna go John Riggins. 2 you. There's only 4 spots. You got 2.
I'm definitely gonna put Mike Alstott up there.
That you could take Alstott.
Yeah.
3. I'm going Earl Campbell. I fucking loved Earl Campbell as an Oiler. I didn't love him. I just remember watching his highlights as a kid. And he's blown full.
I'm gonna go with for the 1 year, just overall. Oh, actually, no, my mind just changed.
Last one.
I was gonna give it to Peyton Hillis just for the 1 or 2 years that he had in Cleveland because it was absolutely absurd what he was doing. He was
Madden
running
cover.
He was on the Madden cover. That's how good of a year that he had, and he was running over our
Jerome
defense.
Bennis, Marshawn Lynch.
I'm going with Jerome Bennis.
The bus.
The bus. How can I not go with the bus? Like that's all the guy did was run with power.
Marshawn Lynch was fucking powerful as fuck too. Especially late Marshawn when he got a little bigger.
So many good ones. It's hard to have a Mount Rushmore of power runners, Jules. Who created this? Like this is stupid because they're all great.
What a rookie card on a what is that, a Harley?
That's when you know you're badass. You're on the motorcycle looking like a stud, you know, feeling out your chin, just already eyeing down all the cheerleaders, just, you know, during your photo shoot. Guy, absolute stud.
Those look like some 22-inch arms too, dog. Those hey, look at his forearms. I bet you he could hit a baseball.
Looks like an actor there.
He does. He looks like a beefy fucking.
Looks like he belongs in Top Gun.
You know what?
Like he's a pilot.
Dude. He may be too big to be a pilot.
Definitely.
Those little cockpits. Man.
I love that he had frosted tips for a little while.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was fucking the late 90s, early 2000s. Everyone did. I mean, Enrique Iglesias brought that shit out. Remember that? We all had this.
Yeah.
The little spice tips.
Actually, I never messed with my hair ever before. I wish I had spice tips.
I went to private school, so we'd put spray the shit in your hair and get in trouble. All right, what kind of dude is Mike Alstott?
I mean, he's everything.
He's got dog tendencies. He's definitely did he have dudes kind of vibes?
I mean, when you're blocking your face off like that for your teammates,
You're always a dude.
You're always a dude, no matter what. No matter what.
Wiz, he's kind of Wiz. He innovated a fullback to be a tailback. There would be no Peyton Hillis if there was no fucking Mike Alstott.
Freak of nature.
He's definitely. I mean, he's
absolute dog.
2'6". He's also a stud though. You see that?
Yes.
You see
that rookie photo?
That's exactly what I thought. I said, what kind of fucking guy has a rookie photo on a Harley with his goddamn forearms that are 18 inches? His biceps are 22. That's studly.
It really is.
On 3, 1, 2, 3, stud.
He really is.
I mean, he's
well-rounded.
He's well-rounded. He was also the face of a team. There's no, like, dogs aren't usually face. You can be a face of a team.
Face of a team that didn't even get much attention.
But then went out and won a Super Bowl with
Yes.
him. Yeah, I mean, and he was a huge part of it. Can't forget Warren Sapp and the Derrick Brooks and that great defense. Rondé Barber, Kiffin, fucking calling.
Yeah.
Like they had those were some great teams, but everyone knew Mike Alstott. Yeah. You know, we were on the West Coast and that was like Tampa Bay Bucks, Mike Alstott.